Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. Okay, so I've been putting together my dream home studio slash content creation space sponsored by Sweetwater. They're my go-to retailer for anything music gear related. They stock all the latest guitars, guitar gear, amps, strings, picks, pro audio, anything you need as a musician. Sweetwater's customer service is notoriously helpful, probably because they're gearheads themselves. My favorite thing is that the guitars are actually checked and set up before they're shipped out. That way they play great on arrival, something that other retailers who shall remain nameless do not do. Plus, every order comes with candy, so if you're buying anything music gear related online, they're an easy recommendation. So obviously Sweetwater is a great partner to have for a project like this, and somehow I've convinced them that putting together a ridiculously over-the-top YouTube content creation studio is a good use of time and resources. And in fact, it's almost done. It's where I'm filming now. But it didn't always look this way. Last we left off, we were still in the old studio. We'd gone onto the Sweetwater website, chosen some sensible and some not so sensible upgrades. I can only imagine the reaction the Sweetwater execs had to that video. Like, what the fuck did we just sponsor? Link to part 1 if you haven't seen that yet. I definitely recommend you start there. Or we can just go from here, because at this point, just a couple of days after I filmed part 1, the boxes from Sweetwater started to arrive. And let me show you what happened. Alright, so we're here in the new room. We got some of the essentials already in here. Got the home security system set up. Red Pringle. You know, that's a lot of guitars, but this is actually a decent size. I couldn't figure out how to break the light dome down. You've even got a little closet over here. Already got the metal zone up in this. Yeah, I still have to kind of figure out where I want what, but there's plenty of wall space. So I've got 2 4-foot long wire shelves I can use for the amps. I can hang a ton of guitars on the walls here. The ceilings aren't too high. They aren't those 10-foot, 12-foot tall high ceilings. So I don't know if I can do 2 levels of guitars, but I can at least do 1 level and then maybe a rack on the ground. Prickle's been guarding the stash the entire time. Who's the bestest girl? So yeah, not the hugest room, but still bigger than my previous home studio. And you can hear how much echo there is in here, or maybe you can't through the iPhone microphone. But yeah, we're gonna need some sound treatment, and we're gonna have to figure out how that's gonna work with the guitar hangers and the amp shelves. But overall, man, like, this is awesome. I'm so stoked to finally have a proper room to make stuff in. While I'm here, I may as well show you a couple of the other spaces. There's a lot of stairway where I can also hang some guitars. And then the real reason we moved to a new place, a bigger kitchen. Yeah, this can fit a lot more boxes in the old place. And good thing too, because we definitely got some boxes down here. For tradition's sake, brought some up to the kitchen to open them up. First box in the new kitchen. Where Pringle? Have to be kind of quiet because it's a nighttime feeding, and I've been told that Frida can't have too much stimulation. I'll get in trouble. Let's go with this small one here first. Shit, let's go. I'm kidding. These actually aren't that hype. Unboxing 2 pieces of metal and some screws. This is the content you're subscribed for. We do get candy though, so that's sick. Yeah, so these aren't super exciting. It's just a rack mount system for my torpedo reload. They're also discontinuing the torpedo reload, and Sweetwater is the only ones left with the rack mount system. Even 2 Notes doesn't have anymore. Don't know why they sent me 2 though. Made in France, 5-year warranty. These actually feel a lot heavier than I thought they would. I'll probably send this one back actually, because as I said, they're not making them anymore, and I definitely don't need to. Actually, nah, fuck that. I'm cornering the market. So yeah, first box in the new kitchen, done. Next box. Who's the bestest girl? Let's try this long boy here. Okay, big shout out to String Swing for hooking me up with all of this. Now, I'm not gonna unbox all these, right? There's 38 pieces in the kit. That's just a big mess on the kitchen floor. Shout out to JW and Quality Control. But essentially, you got a bunch of these. They go on the racks like this, and then you bolt these tracks to the walls. You can set up a really nice looking display for all your guitars, and each track holds 5 Les Pauls or other lesser guitars, I suppose. So this kit will be able to support 10 single cuts, which is gonna look fucking awesome. Massive shout out to them for hooking me up with this. They're also on Sweetwater, so you can get them there. Now, I have way more than 10 guitars that I wanna hang up, so I figure we'll start with this, kind of suss out the situation in the room, and then we'll kind of see if we can fit even more guitars in there. Andrew Bainu is actually the one that got me to look into String Swing. He's got a display. All his guitars have way too many strings, but that's neither here nor there because the display looks really cool. And Daryl Braun, I'm pretty sure, uses something very similar. So yeah, this is gonna look fucking cool. It's not much to look at right now, right? It's a bunch of metal and screws and stuff, but this is gonna be a major upgrade on the apartment for the new studio. I am super excited to hang up all my guitars, man. I can't be the only one. Low-key, looking guitars is half the fun of owning them. It's not just me, right? Right, guys? Next box. I wonder what this could be. Let's open it up. No way. No fucking way. This is awesome. Oh, this is so much better than I was hoping. So these aren't motorized or anything, but they are individually adjustable. There's DMX in, DMX out, whatever that is. There's preset modes, or it can actually sync up to the beat of the music that it hears. And I think what I'm gonna try to do is mount this to the ceiling somehow. Like, who else has this type of gig lighting in a friggin' YouTube studio? Like, I feel like compared to a lot of other people's studios, mine's fallen behind and I need a little bit of a catch up. And there was only so much I could do in a rented city apartment, but now, fucking take that, Andrew Baina. I'm kidding, love you, man. All right, let's see what else we got. We got the user manual, which I'll be honest with you, I probably will not read this. Silica gel, do not eat. I'll take that as a challenge. I'm not a jukebox sticker, which I guess is a sensitive topic for DJs. This carrying case, which I'll be honest, it doesn't seem to provide that much protection. It does make it portable though. And then in this pocket, we've got the power cable and mounting hardware. I'm still in borderline shock that Sweetwater agreed to this nonsense. The demo tracks in the new studio are gonna be absolutely outrageous. All right, so Hunter from the future here. At this point, I decided I didn't want to keep dragging boxes upstairs just to bring the stuff back down again. So we're not giving up on the kitchen, we're just moving things down here for now. Anyways, next box. All right, 3 boxes down, a lot more to go. Let's just get into it with this sad looking one. All right, perfect. This is exactly what I need, because I don't know if you can hear this, but it is echoey as fuck in here right now. It's just what happens when you have a relatively small room, low ceilings, and the sound is just, it's awful. There's so much fucking reverb in here. It sounds like a bathroom. Like, let's see if we can pick this up. Hey! You hear that? So Sweetwater was kind enough to hook me up with the Premacoustic London 10 kit. It's got 8 of these long panels, 12 of these smaller square panels, and it's supposed to cover rooms of up to 120 square feet. Its longest dimensions, this room is, I think that back wall is 13 feet, and this to here is about 16 feet, but it's also got this little portion that cuts in. So I figure we'll start with this. It'll get us mostly there, if not all the way there, and then I'll just pick up more as needed. Maybe some corner base traps if we need those. And these panels are made out of this special kind of hard foamy material, which is an oxymoron. I don't even know if that makes sense. And the top is this really nice gray weave. I wouldn't mind a couch covered in this material, honestly. Whatever. Point is, they look super nice. They're gonna look great in here, and more importantly, they're gonna get rid of all this fucking flutter echo. It's already driving me insane, and I've only been filming in here about 5 minutes. All right, next box. All right, dude, we need a desk in here bad. So I think I'm gonna open this up because I have a feeling that that's what's inside here. I don't know why. Don't know what's giving that away. I'm only just seeing this now. Solo chatted it up, bringing it in here. Let's open it up. That looks really good with the walnut veneer. You know, obviously it's not a full walnut desk, but it is proper wood inside, and it feels like it too. So this is awesome. It's gonna look great. I feel like I'm saying that about everything that I've gotten so far, but it's true. So I guess this is the main base of the desk, and then this is kind of the keyboard drawer maybe? But 6 panels and no legs, no dowels does not a desk make. We might be missing some parts, and they might just be found in this. Next box, let's open it up. And we've got them. 4 legs, plus some much needed wire management. Like, have you seen my old desk? This is in desperate need. And here's the hardware kit. If that isn't anxiety inducing. We've got more of them. I still think we're missing some parts though. Might be in this one. Next box. Alright, so the room is officially a mess, and so I think I'm gonna put the desk together before I unbox anything else, because if anything else has to go on this floor, I'm gonna need to take a Xanax. I'm not even gonna lie. So I'll put the desk together, and depending on how long that takes me, then I'll put up the Prime Acoustic, sound treatment, and maybe the string swing, or I might save those projects for next episode, but I at least want to get the desk done and get all this wood off the floor. It would also be nice to just have a place to put something not on the floor in this room. Like, the floor is currently the MVP of this room, which should not be. All right, let's do it. desk is complete and that's looking pretty good. It was actually my first time using this new power drill and there were no injuries, so I'm calling that a success. There were a few instructions that were a bit unclear, I'm not gonna lie. For the most part, it went smoothly. I did have to YouTube a couple of things just to make sure I was doing them right. I also wish all the holes were pre-drilled. That way you don't need a drill, you could just use a hand screwdriver for everything. So you saw in the time-lapse footage, I was using a lot of the hand screwdriver rather than the drill, just because I couldn't fit the drill in there. But none of that matters now because it's done, it looks great. It's got great wire management in the back. It's got rack space for 8 units, which is gonna be awesome. Pull-out keyboard as well, that'll save space. All right, so the next step, because you can hear it's still echoey as fucking here, is to sort out the sound treatment. But while I've got all the panels, I also don't know what I'm doing. So I've built this on the Primacoustic website. It's just a layout of this room in a virtual form. You got the door, you got the windows, and so basically I've just sent this off to them, and Andrew Bain has told me they're really good at getting back to you and telling you exactly where you want to put the panels. Because honestly, what the fuck do I do with this? No idea. Figure in the meantime though, I definitely want blackout curtains just to control the light in here a little better. And apparently they also help with noise and insulation and all that. So I've gone to Home Depot, I've gotten some of those, and I'm gonna put those up now while I wait for Primacoustic to get back to me. And also so I get to use the drill again, because this is fun. All right, blackout curtains done. This installation powered by Cheez-Its, not sponsored. I fucking wish though. There we go. It looks pretty decent. They do need to be ironed. I don't have an iron right now. Moving struggles, am I right? But that should help a whole bunch, partially for sound, but also the main thing is lighting consistency, which was an absolute disaster in my old place. So that's good. It still looks like a goddamn tornado just passed through here, but some things are finally starting to come together. And I've just gotten off the phone with Primacoustic because that's the next step. But apparently I am going to need a few more panels, because ideally what you'd want is 20% coverage, and I am not even close to that. So I've ordered a couple of bass traps and some ceiling bass traps too. That should sort out the problem, but in the meantime I can start placing these control columns and these scatter panels, since the bass traps don't really affect the placement of these. The scatter panels are going to go in a pattern along this wall opposite the desk, and then the control columns, I'm thinking 2 in between the windows, 3 on this wall, and then 3 on the opposite wall. My plan right now is the wire amp shells will go on this side, but because they're wire, sound just passes through, so I'm gonna need panels behind the amps. Ideally, at least from a sound treatment perspective, you want nothing there besides the panels. But this room isn't gonna be like a professional recording and mixing studio. It's a YouTube space first, and a wall of amps looks fucking cool. So that's the priority for this room. It's driving Luke absolutely insane hearing my plans. And if it doesn't work, then I'll rearrange the panels. But that's my plan for now. Let's do it. Oh shit. It's done. It looks pretty good actually. You know, obviously there's a bunch of pencil marks, and don't mind this. It's always gotta be something, right? I don't know why I thought a panel had to go here, but I did, and 1.5 holes later, I realized I made a bit of a mistake. But yeah, overall installation wasn't actually that bad, especially since I put the extra guideline about 1 inch above to compensate for putting it down on the impalers. So yeah, installation pretty easily, and as the Primacoustic guys say, You actually don't need to be that precise. The main thing is it's in the general area and you've got enough coverage and it should work. You don't have to do fucking rocket science calculations to get this to work. But as it stands, even with the blackout curtains and the scatter pattern, we still don't have enough coverage. Time to do something with these control columns now. All right, let's drill more fucking holes. Okay, problem. I guess not really problem, but I'm just gonna need to come up with a new plan. So I put up the 3 control columns on this side, matched it with the 3 control columns on this side. Problem is I've got 2-foot wide corner base traps coming in. It'll work with this corner, not exactly at a 45-degree angle, but between the window and I think this is like 1.5 feet long, it literally just won't fit in this corner. So it's gonna have to go in this corner, which means I'm gonna have to move this far left panel. It's also not gonna be completely symmetric with the other side. Not really sure if that's gonna be a problem, but I can't really change the shape of the room. Already though, it's sounding a lot better. That's even without the 4 big base traps that are gonna be up here and in the corners. It's turning into a bit more of an ordeal than I'd originally planned. Like, I'm so behind schedule. But I figure, take the time, do it right. It's gonna save me a lot more headaches in the future. God, it looks like such a fucking mess in here. So that is where I'm gonna end this video. It's like 20 minutes long already. I'm telling you, so much work went into this. It's turning into a bit of an epic mini-series. Fitting, because it's now an epic content creation space. Massive shout out to Sweetwater for sponsoring this nonsense, and of course thanks to my amazing patrons for making this and all the other videos possible. If you want to support the channel and get bonus extras, consider joining them. And thank you to every one of you watching. Without you guys clicking and subscribing and just chilling, talking guitar, none of this would be happening. In the meantime, social media, Discord, and affiliate links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video.